there's one app you should be following for hypertrophy, it's this one. Welcome back to the channel, guys. My name is Joe, and if you haven't hit the subscribe button already, you know what to do. I really appreciate it, guys. And a new review this week. This time, I'm going over an app. It is Joe Bennett's, aka the Hypertrophy Coach. His app, it is all about hypertrophy, and it is by far one of the best apps you can have. Seriously, guys, it's an amazing app. For those who don't know who Joe Bennett is, again, he's also known as the Hypertrophy Coach. He's extremely knowledgeable when it comes to training for hypertrophy purposes. All right, he is an extremely smart guy. He's trained everybody from IFBB pros like Terrence Ruffin, who came in second place in the 212 class in just the past Olympia, to celebrities like Dave Bautista. He's trained guys like those as well, and everybody else in between. He has countless videos on his social media accounts, including his Instagram page and his YouTube page as well, talking about pretty much everything you want to know in a lot of detail. So even if you don't have this app, guys, he still conveys a ton of information, and I highly recommend you follow him on either Instagram or YouTube or both. But this video, again, is about his app, and in it, the amount of content you get and the knowledge you get is amazing. It really is. Like I said, this is one of the absolute best apps you can have if your goal is hypertrophy. Okay, so in his app, you're gonna get 10 workouts that he provides for you that you can try out. All of them kind of have like a special focus on them. There's an arm focus one, there's a leg focus one, there's a full body focus, a back focus. Okay, so brief touch on this right here, guys. Like I've talked about before, you should be following consistently one program for a long period of time and following progressive overload. Okay, you shouldn't be program hopping. So your best option here isn't to necessarily try each of those programs after one another. The purpose of him providing those workouts is to try out in addition to what you're doing, or taking a break from what you've been doing consistently in case there's a body part you kind of want to bring up. Like if you think your arms are a little bit lacking, you can try out his program in the app here. It's a 6-week long program. Each of these programs are 6 weeks long. You can try that and then see if that helps you, and then go back to what you've been consistently doing. Okay, you don't want to be, again, program hopping. That's not the purpose of this. So I just want to add this little caveat in there, and I think that's something that Joe honestly should mention in his app a little bit. And if you asked him that in the app or in the Q&A section, then he, I'm sure, would have mentioned that and would have answered. And that brings me to the other parts that are in this app. So like I said, he has the workouts itself, but there's a ton of other stuff. There's a guidance section that has a video on him talking about just about everything that comes to hypertrophy. So not only how to follow his workouts and how he programmed them and why he programmed that way, but also basic exercise principles, hypertrophy principles, how it all works, how you should be programming everything, exercise selection, warm-ups, nutrition, anything you can think of. He has a video in there talking about it in huge amounts of detail. It's not like a 5-minute video about it. He has a way of going on for 30, 40 minutes for a lot of these topics. Okay, so the amount of detail he provides in this app here for you to learn is great. Okay, you're gonna learn pretty much everything. He also has a forum section, so if there's something that you're not entirely sure about, or you feel like you have a question about because it wasn't answered before, you can ask that question there in the forum section, and he or someone he's hired as one of his coaches will get back to you and answer it for you. Okay, so it's not like you leave a question in there and it just gets left alone, nobody answers it. No, he answers all of them. Okay, and then he also has exercise demonstrations. So for each of the workouts he shows, he demonstrates not only the exercises for those, but gives you other exercises you can try, and demonstrates and explains about them as well in full detail. And he does talk about how, again, the purpose of it isn't for you to try different exercises every time you go into the gym. It's just something to try to add on if you feel like it really works for you, and then you can add into your regular rotation. or your regular programming for consistency. There's also a diet planner in there so you can keep track of your diet as well. And then there's also a logbook so you can keep track of your workouts as you're doing it along right there in the app. So he includes in this app, guys, everything that you need. He really does. From workouts that you can try to information that you need to know about, like I said, everything. Forums for you to ask questions, keeping track of your progress. There's pretty much nothing this app doesn't have. And he does listen to his members for feedback. So if you feel like there's not something that's in there that you do want to have, then chances are in a future update he'll probably add it. Okay, so like I said, Joe Bennett, he's a crazy smart, knowledgeable guy when it comes to hypertrophy and exercise overall. Okay, so somebody you should be looking into and following anyway. But if you want to try an app, especially one that focuses on hypertrophy, this is the one that I definitely recommend you should be getting. All right, I reviewed it actually, his website in the past. I have a video here from last year, but he made a significant update to it since then. So that's kind of what I'm covering right now and going over it. That's why I'm doing a new review on it, a new video on it here. So overall, guys, nothing has really changed in terms of his knowledge. That's all still great. Just the app itself, it's, I think, a lot better now, and just what's included is overall definitely something you should be checking out. So that is my thoughts, guys, on Joe Bennett, aka the Hypertrophy Coach, his app there. Definitely get it. All right, it's only $12 a month, I think, something like that. When I signed up for it, it was $10 a month. He just increased it just a little bit right now, but it's still fully worth the price. All right, guys, so I hope you enjoyed that review for today. Just a brief one. Again, just want to cover it. Again, want to make sure you know about this app. So if you're looking into it, definitely should be getting it. And I'll be getting back to other program reviews very, very soon. And I will see you guys next week.